Shout out to HEB. I almost said Kroger, but this is definitely from HEB.
Right.
HEB got more culture. From Sushia, definitely will not taste as good as what you get in Japan.
And it's going to be more expensive than what you get in Japan, for sure. It says $6. You're probably getting this for like $1
I don't think y'all are seeing that.
No, they're not. The light's too bright.
Right, but it's $5.99, which maybe is cheap to y'all, but after going to Japan,
When you go to Japan and you see the prices of the same exact food, you're gonna come on now. All right, well.
it's light. Like eating this before I like go to do like a workout might not be a bad idea.
You think so? Let me finish the rest of this. I got a food review for you.
You eating like 3 bites? Goddamn, 4?
This is gone, bro. This don't fit in no more.
410 calories. Made today at 10:30 a.m.
You can make this by yourself for less than $6. Well, a loaf of bread, if you want to get technical, you can get a loaf of bread for a couple of dollars. Fruit might be the most expensive thing to get.
You can definitely buy all the ingredients and make multiple throughout the week. So yeah, at that point, it would definitely be worth it.
You know, I've always been iffy because I never thought that regular bread and like fruit and sweetness would be the move. But obviously, I have eaten PB&Js before, so you know the
Maybe
jelly,
that's why.
the jelly, that kind of. That's why I haven't been opposed to it. But I have seen a lot of like fruit sandwiches, I guess is what you call it. Because I've seen it with like mango and with like different fruits. I've seen it with strawberry before, and I don't know what that is. Is that like
eating fruity sandwiches, huh? You freak boy. Anyway, while this wasn't made to be a food review, we're definitely going to be talking about anime today.
Oh yeah.
And one of the first topics that we're going to talk about is, did anime peak already? I think this is honestly a conversation that should be delegated towards the OGs. You know, people that have been watching anime for at least like since the first gen. I'm talking like since the dawn of the big 3 or 5.
Oh, because you're talking about first. I mean, anime's
and
been
even
around.
before that.
Anime's been around since before we were even thought.
I think if you were watching the big 3, you were watching anime before that as well. I'm talking like your Death Note, your Inuyasha.
So early 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Kind of like where anime was, around the time anime was kind of fully introduced towards the Western. I mean, there's already some shows and stuff. And again, anime's been around since way before any of us were alive. Like probably 30s, 40s, 50s. Like animation, Japanese animation itself has. I like this topic. Because I don't know, maybe they just call me a boomer nowadays. I'm guessing the younger generation probably calls me a boomer because we were literally just talking about newer anime during this season specifically, and I was saying I haven't watched any of it. And for somebody like me that's very anime inclined, I really love anime, right? It's the reason why when I went to school I picked animation as a major. Something about it just doesn't feel the same, bro. But I think the quality of anime nowadays, I don't want to say bad, but with the amount of animes coming out, there's a lot.
The animation studios aren't even necessarily delegated to the studios in Japan. A lot of them outsource their studios to places here in the United States. They outsource them to India as well, China.
Yeah, of course.
And so with that access to studios being able to animate, it created the opportunity for a lot of mangakas to get their stories told and animated. Yeah. I think there's a lot of different facets to talk about when it comes to talking about whether anime peaked already. And I guess we could start with animation. I think when we look at, I almost snitched on myself. I was about to mention watching Avatar last year, which I definitely didn't watch, by the way. But I definitely didn't see any of the animation that definitely highlighted what animation could potentially look like from that studio. because that studio definitely didn't do a good job, because I wouldn't know because I didn't watch the movie, but
Right.
in the hypothetical that I did,
Right.
hypothetically speaking,
hypothetically.
Yeah, the animation has yet to peak, because like for us, in my opinion, peak animation, some of the first peak animation that I was exposed to was things like the fight scenes. Typically, that's where these companies would spend a lot of their money. And so fight scenes like Naruto versus Sasuke, or the Fate, Unlimited Blade Work fights. I think those are some of the ones that put animation on the map. And then maybe for some of the movies, like from what's that? Your Name?
Yeah.
A lot of those slice of life type movies, I think, put animation on the map as well. But so I definitely don't think we peaked when it comes to animation, for sure.
My take on the animation, at least just the animation aspect, is I think it's ever growing, so it's going to be hard to say that something can be peaked, because there's always going to be new technologies, new instances, just something different that is going to allow better production, I guess you could say. To use Naruto, for example, we've already watched Naruto, right? Everybody that's watched it knows what it looks like. And I remember during the 20th anniversary or something, they released this little short film. And it was, man,
I swear to God,
it looked great. And there was creators, I think Mr. B said, like, yo, how much does it cost to give us a whole season of that, and I'll pay for it. So yeah, I can understand for that.
Some people willing to pay money to see their favorite anime.
To see it, because but see, this kind of, well, let me not overlap real quick. A lot of people do like older anime, right? And we didn't get the ability to have the animation we have today for a lot of those. Like, I could use Evangelion. That's my second favorite anime of all time, Naruto being my first. But the animations from those, for somebody like me, who again went to school for animation, I can respect, and I really technically I prefer older school animation because it's more hand-drawn and it looks like aesthetically pleasing to me. Like the old Dragon Ball art and all of that type of stuff, it looks perfect. And that's not to like trash the stuff that's now. Obviously, things change in the ages.
Free about the way they used to like.
It looks nice, and then the background music would play, and then you hear like the little sounds and stuff. It just, something about that looked really good. Cowboy Bebop's another good example where you just kind of have like the old school kind of vibe. I really do like that, but of course there's always going to be, you know, more technologies and stuff that just makes the show look visually better. And again, you have instances like Demon Slayer and Fate, Jujutsu Kaisen, where a lot of the studios did really good nowadays. But back then, I know that me personally, I would always say that the best two animation studios that I have seen do work was Ufotable and Kyoto Animation. Ufotable, obviously, Demon Slayer, and it just looks really, really like the line work. Everything looks
so
nice,
sharp.
Like it, yeah. And then obviously the stuff they did with Fate, like it looks great. Like just the people that are in charge of the sounds and all of that type of stuff too. Like it's nice. It looks really nice.
Sound design is important. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the character. I think when it comes to Ufotable, I think they draw and animate the characters and what the characters are doing, be it fighting, moving. I think they animate them the best. For Kyoto, I think Kyoto animates the scenery the best, and they usually do like the slice of life stuff, you know. I think and some that aren't. I think Beyond the Boundary was
Beyond the Boundary.
I think that's Kyoto Animation, and just the scenery looked so good. The cities, the buildings, the trees, the grass, and then again the music, and like everything just coincides. Like it looks really good. So again, it's hard to kind of, when you're talking about strictly animation, I think it's hard to kind of classify, because you have some people that don't care about the new stuff. They just like the old stuff because they prefer, you know, sitting down and drawing all of that versus kind of like the newer technologies. But I think more or less when people are saying peaked, or how I took this this conversation, is story wise, because mainly the story itself is supposed to keep you invested, the characters, what's going on, that's supposed to keep you from watching the show or taking the show or turning it off. That first episode's supposed to hook you. Obviously you have animation, you have stuff like that that'll work, but I think that the story itself is supposed to be something that is supposed to keep you there. So when I look at this topic, I'm looking at, okay, well, has anime stories peaked? Because when you look at some of the greatest anime of all time, you're looking at things like let's say
people are still watching Avatar: The Last Airbender in 2026.
So you can have it's primarily older shows, I guess you can say. When you have these cult classics and stuff like that, where I believe the stories were a little bit more real, right? And for a lot of people, it was the first time that you were seeing a lot of these stories. Now, it's like you can watch something and be like, okay, well, that's taking from some of the other shows, which isn't bad. Everybody gets inspiration from somewhere, but it's like, I could watch Jujutsu Kaisen, and while I do like the story, I can see a lot of stuff from Naruto from it. Like, the dude has scars on his face, he's a demon inside of him. Like, his teacher has white hair with a mask on. We've seen it before. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to take away from what's happening, but I'm just saying, like, when you watch some of the older shows like Naruto, at that time we were watching it, that was like the first time we've seen stuff like that. Evangelion, some of the other ones, or even nowadays, like if you watch the new shows, so he hasn't watched Monster before, he's watching it now. Is there anything out that will even get anywhere near Monster? It's not going.
In terms of genre, no.
It's not.
In story.
So, or Serial Experiments Lain or something like that. Like, I think the stories were so...
I'm not done with Monster yet, but I did finish Serial Experiments Lain.
Man.
It's one of those animes that has you ponder...
Somebody had their 17th eye open when they were writing Serial Experiments Lain.
It has you ponder what reality is outside of, the human body, and what it's like to feel and what experiences are. And I can't think of any anime that came out even in the past 5 years that kind of does something like that.
No, I think now anime is very popular, obviously, but
that, or I'm just missing out on the anime. But
I think that what's always been the biggest genre is shonen. So a lot of the most famous stuff are going to be the My Hero Academias or Jujutsu Kaisens or Solo Leveling or whatever the heck. I mean, Solo Leveling's Korean, isn't it? But
yeah, it is.
It still could fall under that genre as being primarily for like the younger male audience, like the main character, fight, cool, you want to look up to. It's primarily that, so you're not going to really get some of those stories, if that makes sense. Not saying that because I mean, hell, even Naruto had some really good lessons and stuff like that, and that was a shonen. But I when I look at peak, me personally, again, call me a boomer, I think it's already peaked as far as storytelling goes, because I've seen a lot of anime, and I'll continue to, and I'm not going to cut any. There could be a new story that comes out in a couple of years that's going to make me be like, man. But as far as what I have seen from old school and the new school anime, and there are some really good new school animes that I watch and completely enjoy, but when I take a step back and look at all of them, some of those older school like stories and realness and stuff that the characters are going through, I don't think they're going to be able to get to that anymore. I think it's a little bit more sensitive times now, so they might not be able to explain fully the story how they want to explain it, or stuff like that. I think it's going to be a little bit harder nowadays.
I think storytelling has peaked for anime for a different reason.
Okay.
I think it's peaked because a lot of the mangakas that are getting their manga animated are from Japan, and they're not necessarily getting any new perspectives that will contribute to their writing. It's to my opinion that I think a lot of the mangakas are taking inspiration from the older generation, understandably so. And Japan is like a small country compared to the cultures that are a part of the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that in order for anime to appeal better to a worldwide audience, they would need to start doing a better job at taking in stories from other cultures. Respectfully, of course.
Well,
because it's to my opinion that like almost every generation of anime that comes out follows the same formulas like Naruto, for example.
Okay.
Or Bleach. And not to say it's a bad thing, like the best artists take from other artists.
Okay.
So I'm not even trying to say I have a problem with that, but how many times are we gonna do it and just maybe make the animation better and change the character's name?
I see what you mean as far as a copy and paste artist. I think that's why I used the example of like the Jujutsu Kaisen and Naruto one.
And those are really good examples. Those are like top of the line.
Yeah.
Then you have you go down to like second tier anime, like the isekais and stuff, and they're literally just copy and paste, bro.
I didn't see Kirito in like 10 different shows, bro. And some girl's gonna be half naked falling for him for some reason. It might be a sister. Read that Mushoku Tensei crap.
Like I literally gave 3 different isekais a chance, and I cut it off in the first 5 minutes. I see some chick trip over and her boobs jiggle. I turn it off. Go to the next one. Right. I just quit it.
Come on, bro. We get it. Y'all are gooned out.
Like, bro, y'all are gooned out, and y'all's population is not getting any bigger. But let me.
But, well, that's part of the reason why. But anyways, I understand what you're saying. I think the pushback that I would say is I think that now creators have more freedom and more tools to make better stories because the internet is available to them to learn. Like, they could still obviously learn about cultures and other stuff like that back then, but like the person that was making Masashi Kishimoto wasn't like on Twitter and YouTube back then when he was making Naruto or Akira Toriyama and all that type of stuff. They had to sit in that room with their brains and come up with the stories. You know what I'm saying? Even then, like you could say they probably took some reference from some of the people that were there before them. A lot of people do. It's the same thing in, I mean, a lot of stuff. Even sports is a good example. Like a lot of the new players take moves that some of the older players used to do, you know, and refine it or do whatever. But I feel like they should have better stories because there's more resources around now.
I feel like when it comes to writing, they don't really do that good of a job. Like, and I'll name some animes that did do a decent job. Is Dandadan. I think Dandadan is a anime that
a little bit more original.
It's original in terms of the type of story it is.
Yeah, I think that's a great example.
And how they express the backstories of these characters, not only to you know, describe their not only to I guess just have the audience connect more with them, but it has the audience connect more with them based on how flawed their backstories are.
Okay.
And I think they do a better job expressing these flaws and making it like appeal more to home as humans than they did in the past. Like in the past, like you're an orphan because everybody was an orphan because of World War II, and like you see that as a common theme in a lot of animes, and to me it was getting old. But it makes sense why it exists, and I think now that Japan is getting now that they're getting exposed to more cultures on the planet, you have things like Gachi Akuda, which just based on the first few episodes, you can see a bunch of different cultures being expressed in that show, just in the first 5 episodes. So I think.
No, there were a lot of shows back in the day that had some culture. Michiko the Hatchin takes place pretty much in Brazil, and a Japanese man made that. So
yeah, I guess yeah, that does make sense. But
Erica 7 had people of color in the show. Like, now there are some people of color in Japan for sure, but I'm just saying, like, normally your stereotypical random show is not gonna have. They're gonna have a lot of palm colored people because that's what they look like over there. So it's fair. It's what you know. But you do have some artists that go a little bit above and beyond to look at different things for some of their cultures because it helps express their show or diversify their show a little bit more. Some people do that, some people don't. But I do say that I don't think that that's going to be something that I think people are going to have a thought when it comes to what show they want to make, and if they want to go out and research certain things from different cultures, if it applies to their show, they will. But you got to realize that a lot of mangaka, a lot of people, artists out there that make shows in Japan do not think that they're going to be. It would be cool to be, you know, widely known overseas, but there's a lot of shows that don't make it out of Japan. Mm-hmm. So it's like what a lot of the anime fans need to understand is that they're not trying to appeal to the Western audiences because they didn't even know they were going to get that far to begin with. Mm-hmm. They're doing it based off of what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's just how it is. We're not talking about a mangaka that's super famous already and then he's making another show. Well, he already knows how famous like his work is. Some of these mangaka artists, that's the reason why there's so many different mangaka like out, and it's not just the same 5. You know what I mean? Like, there's only very few mangaka that actually was that good to where they've made multiple shows and they were all just, both of them are like, I know the guy that made Yu Yu Hakusho, he made Hunter x Hunter. Mm-hmm. And both of them are, you know what I'm saying? Also helps that his wife is the one that made Sailor Moon, but that house is just full of legends. But regardless of that, I think story-wise, anime has probably peaked.
I think another reason why it peaked story-wise is because they are afraid to get as political as they used to be in the past.
Yeah,
I think
too sensitive.
I think that they don't want to talk about issues in the world like they used to in the past. Like in Eureka 7, like you mentioned before.
Zanki no Terror.
Full Metal Alchemist with the Ishvalan.
Like, yeah, exactly.
I think anime has censored themselves in order to appeal to a wider audience, but which I find it really weird because a lot of their greatest animes commented on these things. Hell, even Naruto, like, that's one of the biggest ones.
But that's all older school stuff. Back when the world was less sensitive, so I mean, people just watched what they wanted to watch. Like I was sitting here looking at Naruto stuff, and I'm just like bro, like it was just kind of normal. Like you were consuming all of this, but like nowadays it's a little bit different. So like you said, I think that some people, they try to walk a fine line. Plus the shows that, look at how the anime community reacts to some shows that have a little bit of something out of the normal, like Goblin Slayer. People freaking were ready to go up in arms and go to war about Goblin Slayer. And I'm not saying that what happened in Goblin Slayer yeah, that's what I'm not saying what happened in Goblin Slayer is right by any means, but I'm saying, like, have y'all watched Berserk before? Like, let's be honest, there is some crazy stuff going on in shows. Or Perfect Blue, man. You haven't seen Perfect Blue. Mm-hmm. Perfect Blue that's old school, but that is.
I think animes nowadays, they kind of just comment on social or economic issues.
You're not gonna see Perfect Blue no more. Good God. We need to watch that.
I need to finish Monster first.
Yeah. Monster, we got some episodes for Monster. They're like 70.
Yeah, but social and economic issues being talked about, we get it. Like, I think a majority of the planet gets it.
Yeah.
With a lot of the politics that are going on right now. Rich people bad, poor people need to get together. Mm-hmm. People need to be more empathetic so you can understand each other. And they teach you that throughout most animes, to be honest.
Yeah. That's primarily the message, I guess you can say.
Maybe it's something that's always constantly needed because people keep making babies.
Mm-hmm.
Except over there, of course.
I mean, I think it's a good message. I don't mind the message. I mean, we saw that report of the guy that went and stopped the dude that was on the train with a knife stabbing people, and they gave him like an award out there in Japan, and he said, they asked him like, why did he like?
Oh yeah, because
he said because that's what the hero Hima would do.
Oh my god.
So I think it's still cool because it can give people like light or somebody like, you know, courage or just lessons for people that might not have those figures in their life to give them those lessons. You know what I mean? Like, you have some people that might not have parents or something like that. Like, that guy, I don't know what the situation is, of course, but I'm just saying, like, the fact that he said that's pretty cool. A guy that made, the person that made Frieren just changed somebody's life and saved somebody's life, and all they were doing was drawing a story. So I always, the messages I get, and it's there for a reason, because those really do save, like, people, you know, contrary to popular belief. I know it sounds lame, but I mean,
these are the stories that make good men,
but good people in general. You know what I mean? Like, it's I think I read that story and I had like this smile on my face. Like it was like, damn, that's pretty cool. Like I think that's pretty nice. But
so when we say the stories have peaked, or it's to my opinion, I think they peaked, but that doesn't mean that there aren't good stories coming out.
I think that it's peaked.
I just think it's almost like it plateaued, and there's like not much that sets them apart from the other ones on a higher level.
Right.
Basically. And we might have something that comes out in the future that does that. I think the way to do that would be to, again, start commenting on things going on in the world.
Being a little bit more serious, because there's just a lot of the newer shows you don't really look. I don't watch isekais anymore because I saw a lot of them back when I was still like a teen, and that was my first introduction for a lot of it. So now when I see anything, I think I watched something called Death Parallel World Rhapsody or something like that, like some years ago. It was another isekai, and I was like, oh, this is just some dude that looked exactly like Kirito. Like I already seen this before. There's like 5 girls in this party. You get it. You get the.
I would have turned it off in episode 1.
You get how it is, and he's overly powerful, so nobody can beat him up. But he's
please stop with the isekais. I beg you. Please.
It's too famous of a genre. It's never gonna stop. And you know exactly what the fan base is for isekais. I promise you, it's too famous of a genre.
We get it. Y'all peaked in high school and you want to relive it in your anime, bro. We get it, bro.
A lot of people haven't peaked in high school.
Some people also peak in college, write stories about people in college, bro. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of inspiration for y'all to write about for people in college. Like, even after college, bro. Like,
what are you talking about? We talk about isekais, aren't we?
Yeah, because every time an isekai comes out, they're always like kids.
Oh yeah, I know what you're saying. But I think it's because that type of the younger male generation is like primarily the ones consuming a lot of this stuff. That's not saying they're the only ones are, but again, look at the most famous anime genre of all time. It's shonen, and that's primarily for young guys. So,
man, all I gotta say is we gotta do better. Well, y'all gotta do better. Maybe me too. If I want to say we could do better, maybe I should write my own story, huh?
Yeah, that's what people are gonna say.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's gonna be better stories out. I think there's gonna be some good stories. I'm not saying that the stories that are out now are bad. Again, I'm using Jujutsu Kaisen for example. I read the entire manga. I like it. It's cool. But as far as something that's gonna leave that much of a lasting, when I look at anime that's left like a lasting impression on my life, like after I watched it, I was sitting back like, I haven't had that. Last time I had that happen might have been watching like Angel Beats or Erased or something. Both kind of not new anime, kind of older. But something like when I got done watching it, I was like, man, like that was a watch.
New age anime don't do that.
New age anime don't.
If an anime does do that, it's an anime that's from like 15, 20 years ago. And I'm just watching it in 2020.
And you're just now watching it now. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The last time I've seen a show that like it was my first time seeing it that had me sit back and be like, man, might have been like Angel Beats or Erased or something. And I've watched those so long ago that it was like
right. Top 5 anime, your top 5 anime that you think would rock people's world.
What do you mean? Rock people's world?
Yeah.
Perfect Blue. Because it's something that had to do with a girl wanting to become like an actor, and she kind of saw the dark side of the business, and I mean the dark side. So anything you are thinking about when I say the dark side of the business, it happened in the show, and it's very graphic. And it's just something, unfortunately, that she, you know what I mean? Ooh, price to pay for fame. Perfect Blue is gonna have you probably go up to some corporations and, you know, ask some questions. I think Serial Experiments Lane, if you have like an open mind. And what I mean by an open mind is like a person that, like, we have some friends that I can sit there and show them Serial Experiments Lane and they wouldn't get anything that happened in the show.
Like, what
I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to, like, not to insult anybody's intelligence, but I'm saying, like, you have to sit there with an open mind and really pay attention to what's going on in that show to where you're like, whoa. And then like now you're starting to have questions asked, and I think those two are pretty good. What I got 3 more that's gonna just leave you kind of.
Right, let me give a couple. I would say Zegapane. I don't think you've watched Zegapane, but that's another one of those old animes. It's one of those animes that'll have you question reality, what's real, what's not. And I think with the advent of AI, I think that would make it's the sci-fi, of course. I love sci-fi. And so I think that is a pretty interesting show that would because I was reading this article not too long ago, and she was talking about how sci-fi is essentially humans writing stories about how they think technology would negatively affect us in the future. That's essentially what sci-fi is.
Okay.
And I think Zegapane kind of follows that theme. I won't spoil the ending though.
You gotta give me 4 more now. You said 5.
Huh?
Don't say huh. You said 5. You said give me 5. Now you gotta give me 4 more. I still gotta give y'all 3 more.
What was it called?
See, look, he's fried.
No, it's on the tip of my tongue.
He wanted to pop Zegapane in so much that he put that in there and don't even.
Man, I'm gonna just say, I like Re:Zero. He hates Re:Zero. I like Re:Zero.
I don't hate it. I just don't find it interesting.
It can get repetitive with the protagonist and his powers, but
that's gonna have somebody that's never watched it sit down and question existence. Re:Zero?
No. Existence.
Well, not existence, but like sit down and like that might impact somebody to the point to where they sit down and they're like, wow. Because the ones that I'm naming aren't just ones that I think are good. I'm thinking of like, you watch Perfect Blue, you're gonna be sitting down like
I think
in a dark room
I
for a little bit.
I think this would be interesting for the people that like those regression animes, because this dude's just regressing in the most messed up ways possible.
Stupid. Well, he's not as stupid now, but at least I gave him grace at the beginning of the show for being stupid because, well, I mean, who would just, you know what I mean? Like you're getting killed and respawning. I understand that, but like after you realize that that's what's happening, why are we still stupid?
He gets smarter in the show. I don't know what season you stopped at. I think they're on like season 4 or 5 right now.
Sautella Etchinda, the one with the white hair, she can touch me. Other than that,
Psycho-Pass is another good one. Psycho-Pass, I think, is a good critique on morality and how moral the justice system really is at judging society as a whole. And that show, of course, is Japanese society. It's another sci-fi crime investigation thriller. It could be a little gory sometimes, but definitely a good dark show to watch.
Okay, now give me 3 more. Look at you, you're fried.
I'm just choosing carefully, that's it.
Okay, so while you're thinking, I'm gonna put a 3rd one out there. I'm gonna go Evangelion, obviously. That's my 2nd favorite, but for a lot of reasons. It's very... You wouldn't see something like Evangelion come out probably ever again nowadays, because it was very... I don't want to say something that like had to do with like, I don't want to say religious, but you know what I mean, right? Like the themes that were going on in Evangelion, you wouldn't see in a new show. So
yeah, there are definitely a lot of esoteric Christian symbols in there that your average person would not know about.
Exactly.
Hell, so, I didn't even know about it until I watched it a 3rd time.
So, and that's after you already watched it twice at that point. And mind you, I'm watching this while I'm like 14. Like, so this is bad. Not saying it's good. Evangelion would be my 3. What would be your 3?
Another show that kind of follows the theme of Christian symbolism or stories or themes, Devilman Crybaby. Devilman Crybaby.
That was an interesting ending.
That messed me up. That was literally the only anime I ever thought, yeah, I'm only watching this once and never again. And I think I might actually watch it again in a little bit, because there's a lot of parallels with how our society is moving in terms of like these what do they call it in the Book of Revelations? The rat train, and like how the end days will be fueled by discord and humans not getting along rather than like the world actually ending. And so I think that anime parallels that a lot, especially now where there's a lot of political divide.
Okay.
And that political divide is what would contribute to the end times. And the end times might not necessarily mean the end of the world, but more like the end of an era, to be honest.
Okay.
I think that's more accurate to say.
So let's see. I gave y'all Angel Beats. I gave y'all Perfect Blue, Evangelion. I don't know if I want to throw Monster in there. I think Monster can give you that feeling, but it's not going to give you the same feeling you would have with the other three, if that makes sense.
And Monster is really steady.
Monster's just a really good kind of like psychological kind of like show.
Like it's really straightforward with how it asks those questions, those philosophical questions through the story, of course. Like directly.
It's just a really good show to watch. Like, it's not something that's gonna have you have bad dreams or something. Like the other three I named, well, Angel Beats is for another reason because it's extremely sad, but like the messages and like the stuff that's going on there would have you feel a type of way. I think, well, no, Zanki no Terror was something that really kind of had a pretty good outlook on certain stuff. But I want to throw something, throw a bone in the wind, and I'm gonna say Shiki. Shiki is a show about humans in a village and a vampire moving in, and the vampire is trying to obviously, multiply. And at that point in time, you can look at it and be like, okay, well, obviously humans good, vampires bad, but throughout the events and everything that happens in the show, you're literally asking yourself who the monsters are at the end of the show. Like, humans are scary, bro. It got bad real quick. But I think Shiki's another good one.
I'd say this is one of my all-time top favorites. That would be, I won't say it will shake your world, but it's definitely a lot more lighthearted compared to the other examples. Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist, lighthearted?
Compared to the other ones I mentioned. Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood, I believe is more lighthearted. The regular Full Metal Alchemist, because there's Full Metal Alchemist and then Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Okay.
Brotherhood is more lighthearted than the first one. And it feels a little bit more complete, like the ending is more satisfying. And the music is goated. So Full Metal Alchemist, I definitely put there.
Full Metal Alchemist gave people doom and despair after watching it, bro.
You think so?
Yes, bro. The most lighthearted that out of everything that we said was, well, Angel Beats gives doom and despair too, but Angel Beats is sad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can say Full Metal Alchemist is also kind of sad, but like, I don't know. I think it was more serious kind of and places than something like Angel Beats would be. Because Angel Beats, they were all in like purgatory.
Yeah.
They don't immediately say it, but that's literally what happened. Like the girl, Shina, the Japanese girl, she's probably been there the longest out of everybody. Because it's like a bunch of people that they couldn't fulfill something or they died too early and they're stuck there until they kind of realized what it was and all of that type of stuff. But I don't know.
There are people that do die, obviously, in Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah. And they also like dogs in Full Metal Alchemist. They like dogs a lot. Man. I felt like Edward when I saw the dog. Man, I was ready to tweak out, man. I was like, yo, Hop's doing.
Yeah.
Like,
but I mean, this is in the category of things that'll rock your world. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I think that those are some good shows, but I mean, if you want to just go with the cult classic, just go watch Berserk. It'll make your skin uncrawl watching.
Yeah,
that
is true.
Very graphic scenes in Berserk. I tell you, y'all people thinking Goblin Slayer is bad. It's not Berserk.
It's really not.
Berserk is, man, they get you together in Berserk, for real. But that'd be mine.
Yeah. So those are some good anime story titles that I would argue are a lot more adult than what you might see on mainstream.
Right.
So definitely go check those out. Beyond that, that's all we have for this video. Y'all stay hydrated.